An explosion of gold to fill the cracks. Chapter 5. Green Gold. Summary for this chapter. Katsuki couldn't help to flinch as the door squealed loud as it was slammed open. The footsteps abruptly stopped. Ka-chan? Oh god, Ka-chan. He just wanted to go home. Crickets. Where were the crickets? There had been crickets, right? Katsuki felt like he should have been shaking, but he wasn't sure if he was moving or not. Whatever the villain had made him drink, it had knocked him out like that initial sedative used to kidnap him. Another night had passed. Maybe. He wasn't sure. His head was spinning. How long had he been out? Footsteps. Maybe? If Katsuki was remembering right, that villain had said he wanted nothing to do with him. He thought that meant he was being left here, abandoned, for any poor schmuck to stumble across his twisted corpse there. Ka-chan! Wait. He swore he just heard, Ka-chan! Fuck, Izuku? Katsuki couldn't help to flinch as the door squealed loud as it was slammed open. The footsteps abruptly stopped. Ka-chan? Oh god, Ka-chan. He just wanted to go home. After a period of silence so long he thought it had just been a hallucination, Izuku's voice started again. Hold on, Ka-chan, he said, something about his voice sounding weak. I think I know how to get you down. Katsuki worked his mouth, but he couldn't get much sound past his throat. He barely managed to whisper, and it felt childish, but he felt like a helpless child right then. Zuzu? The sounds below him stopped. What was Izuku doing? And he heard Izuku take a deep breath. Yeah, he responded, also quiet. Yeah, Ka-chan. Zuzu was here. But we have to be quick. I don't know when those villains are coming back. Then there was static. It zipped around him, and Katsuki felt reverberations throughout the metallic web binding as Izuku cut him down. It was odd to think that was Izuku's augmented strength. He'd never paid much attention to how quirks felt before. Pro-hero quirks were always the flashy kind that could be shown on TV, like his own. The static enveloped him as the last of the surrounding webbing was cut, sparking him lightly as if he was just setting off sparklers in his hands. And then Izuku gingerly set him down on the cold, hard floor. More static jabbed at the binds against his body, shocking him in little spots where it wasn't so precise, and Katsuki twitched, just the barest hint of a struggle. He didn't want to get jabbed by that ridiculous quirk like this. Oh, right. But Ka-chan, we really need to hurry. I don't know how to get this stuff off you quickly, and I don't know how long we have. His annoyance must have been obvious. Regardless, the static faded a fraction. The process became much slower, Izuku tackling pieces farther from his body, taking care with each one. Katsuki gasped in pain when he could finally remove his left hand from his face. Blood flaked off, and fresh blood trickled free. Izuku gasped. Katsuki flexed his hand into a fist, testing those muscles, feeling crust crackle where it had dried on his fingers. Right. His eyes felt gross, and probably looked gross too. They still hurt, but the pain had become more like background noise, even as pain bloomed anew with removing his hand. Katsuki moved his head as he heard more footsteps. His muscles were too stiff to do anything, but he finally clenched his hand in a fist. That two-bit villain. More than one pair of footsteps, and they were fast. The hair on the back of his neck rose as shouts started calling throughout the building. All Might's booming voice confirmed that it was a group of pro-heroes. The cavalry had finally arrived. Wait here a moment, Ka-chan, Izuku told him before darting away. The squeal of the door made him shudder, Izuku's voice shouting out of the room, Down here! We need medical help! Katsuki struggled against both the remaining binds and his own stiff body to sit up. His UA uniform clung uncomfortably to him, stiff and stuck with. Ew. He was so going to set that on fire once he was out of here. Careful, Ka-chan! Izuku was back at his side, apparently. Katsuki felt hands ghost over him, as if he wasn't sure how to support him. You're really hurt, but don't worry, All Might's here. I texted everyone as soon as I found your backpack upstairs, and I guess they contacted the pros. His backpack? Katsuki hadn't even thought about it. But come to think of it, he had originally been walking home from school. The villain must have taken it to make sure the initial kidnapping location couldn't be pinpointed. His head still spinning. He nearly missed Izuku's quiet next words. Ka-chan, what happened? His right arm was freed. He formed another fist, relishing in the simple action. The door squealed. He flinched, and his body shuddered with pain at suddenly being able to do that simple action. Mr. Aizawa! Ka-chan, Mr. Aizawa is here, too. The tone in Izuku's voice changed, addressing their teacher. He's really hurt. I don't think he can see right now. Aizawa was quieter on his feet than Izuku, but he heard the guy groan as he knelt down, and Katsuki felt a strong arm support his back, helping him sit up. "I'll take it from here, Midoriya," Aizawa said. "This is a real mess you've gotten yourself into, Bakugo. Can you hear me?" Katsuki opened his mouth, but his voice was gone. No surprise there, he nodded. "Okay, that's good. Can you see me?" Katsuki shook his head. He couldn't even tell if his eyes were open or closed. "That's all right. We'll see what the doctors say about that," Aizawa said. "You're too heavy for me, and we need to pick you up safely, so All Might is going to carry you, okay?" Katsuki hesitated. "Doctors? Not Recovery Girl?" He nodded. "Midoriya, can you get All Might? If they haven't found the villain by now, they've probably flown the coop." "Right." Izuku's shoes hit the floor, running out of the room. Aizawa held Katsuki securely. Katsuki moved his mouth, trying to whisper, his throat aching. Aizawa adjusted his hold on Katsuki. "How long have they kept you down here?" Katsuki couldn't answer. The lip of a bottle was brought to his mouth, and Katsuki flinched, jerking his head back. Aizawa tightened his hold on him. "Hush, hush. It's just a plastic bottle I keep on me. It's coffee, but that's all I have, so I hope that's all right." Katsuki tried to breathe through his trembling. The rescue team had finally arrived, and now his body decided to start shaking? Damn. He coughed a few times, his throat aggravated by the panic breathing. "Can you stomach coffee right now?" Aizawa asked calmly, and Katsuki felt the plastic bottle brought to his mouth again. He took another deep breath, and then grabbed for it with his hand. His grip was shaky and unsure, but he could drink by himself. The bleak coffee was strong and bitter, but it was blessed liquid and wasn't poison or salt. He choked on a few frantic gulps before Aizawa grabbed the bottle to steady his pace. Katsuki didn't care, as long as he got to drink something. Logically, Katsuki knew a whole cup of coffee on an empty stomach like this was a bad idea, but desperation overrode that. When he started to struggle with lifting the bottle to get more, Aizawa took it from him. "Hey." Aizawa sighed. "I'm going to get lectured for giving you all that caffeine when you really need proper food and rest." "Then why?" Words were a struggle and came out in raspy whispers. "Well, aren't you calm? You obviously needed something in your system. It'll be that damn door." "Do not worry, for I am here. Young Midoriya said young Bakugo needed my—" All Might's words stopped, but Katsuki didn't pay attention. Aizawa held him close to his chest, letting him tremble. "All Might, do me a favor and tear that door off its hinges." Quiet. The static started again, and Katsuki could practically see Izuku's mop of green hair entering the room. There was a loud noise. Probably the door getting torn off. Katsuki wanted to yell at Izuku for using his quirk when it could so easily fly out of control and break his fucking bones. The static approaching him and Aizawa, but Izuku's voice didn't come. "Young Bakugo. All Might, be careful with him. Can you carry him to the nearest hospital?" Big, strong hands gently brought his legs together, and Aizawa let Katsuki be handed over into All Might's arms. Static played in those arms, charged all through the body, scooping him up, but not so wild as Izuku had felt. It didn't spark him. "Of course. Young Bakugo. I'm so sorry we didn't get here sooner," All Might told him in a hushed voice. "Brace yourself. I'll do my best to make the trip easy on you." Katsuki was quiet. The big static carried him out of the room, and more bouncing static zipped to their side. "Kachan!" The quivering static faded, but Izuku's voice rose to them. "I'm sorry to have to ask you, but you need to stay here with Mr. Aizawa, young Midoriya," All Might said quietly. "The police will want a statement. You can check up on your friend later." "I understand." Zuzu. "It's okay, Kachan," Izuku said, but the hiccup in his voice wasn't missed. The nickname Deku didn't fit right then. "I'll see you in a bit, okay?" A beat. Katsuki was sure he was missing something in that brief pause. Izuku added, probably to All Might, quietly, "It's something Kachan used to call me when we were little, before he started calling me Deku. Just a baby name." Katsuki turned his head in to hide against All Might's shoulder, preparing to be buffeted by harsh winds, if they were going to follow All Might's usual airborne mode of transportation anyway. The smaller set of footsteps faded, left behind. Katsuki heard more voices and more static, but he was tired. The human contact with Izuku, Aizawa, and All Might had been enough for him for this day. He was finally getting that rest day. End of Chapter 5.